What's up, YouTube? Karat Juice Podcast here for another video. You guys saw that title. You saw the thumbnail. You know what we're talking about here today. Go ahead and like the video, please, for the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this content and want more content like this. So today we are talking about Hit Me Baby One More Time, Britney Spears, and some news that's recently came into the lexicon, and a lot of people are talking about her conservatorship expiring after a lot of public support for it and what now. And I kind of want to go into this and dive into this a little bit because I haven't covered this story yet. And it is hot in the news right now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Can't talk right now. The source is courtesy of VOA.news.com. Explainer: conservatorships and how Britney Spears was freed. All right. So goes on to say, a judge has freed Britney Spears from her conservatorship that controlled her life and money for nearly 14 years. Here's a look at how conservatorships operate, what's unusual about hers, and how calls for her and her fans to free Britney eventually work. So how do they work? What are conservatorships? When a person is considered to have a severely diminished mental capacity, a court can step in and grant someone the power to make financial decisions and major life choices for them. California law says a conservatorship, called a guardianship in some states, is justified for a person who is unable to provide properly for his or her personal needs for physical health, food, clothing, or shelter, or for someone who is substantially unable to manage his or her own financial resources or resist fraud or undue influence. The conservator, as the appointee put in charge is called, may be a family member, a close friend, or a court-appointed professional. Several states have recently used the attention that Spears has brought to the issue to reform their conservatorship laws. So, how does Spears' conservatorship work? With a fortune of nearly $60 million comes secrecy, and the court closely guarded the inner workings of Spears' conservatorship. Some aspects have been revealed in documents. The conservatorship had the power to restrict her visitors. It arranged and oversaw visits with her two teenage sons, whose father has full custody. It took out restraining orders in her name to keep away interlopers deemed shady. It had the power to make her medical decisions and her business deals. She said at a June hearing that she has been compelled to take medication against her will, has been kept from having I don't even know what that is, intrauterine device for birth control removed. All right. And has been required to undertake performances when she didn't want to. Spears also says she had been denied the right to get married or have another child, but she has since gotten engaged to longtime boyfriend Sam Asghari. Who had the power? The Los Angeles Superior Court. Before his suspension in September, her father, James Spears, had the lion's share of day-to-day power over his daughter's choices for 13 years. He gave up that role in 2019. And Jody Montgomery, a court-appointed professional, acted as conservator over her personal matters from 2019 until Friday. Her agreement was key when the termination finally came in. So why was everybody saying free Britney in the first place? Some fans objected to the conservatorship soon after it began, but the movement and the Free Britney hashtag truly took hold early in 2019 when some believed she was being forced into a mental health hospital against her will. They poured over her social media posts to extract clues about her well-being and protested outside the courthouse at every hearing. They were long dismissed by Spears' father and others as conspiracy theorists, but in the end, their power was undeniable. All right. They felt vindicated by two dramatic speeches that Britney Spears gave during the summer. She gave them credit. And why was it imposed in the first place? This is what I want to get to. In 2007 and 2008, shortly after she became a mother, she began to have very public mental struggles, with media outlets obsessed over each moment. Hordes of paparazzi aggressively followed her every time she left her house, and she no longer seemed able to handle it. She attacked one cameraman's car with an umbrella. She shaved her own head at a salon. I remember that. She lost custody of her children when she refused to turn over her boys after a visit. She was hospitalized and put on psychiatric hold. The conservatorship was put in place within days. And why did it go on for so long? It says they can last decades because the circumstances that lead to them, like traumatic brain injury, Alzheimer's, or dementia, are not things people just bounce back from. You have to have a series of mental health evaluations. And let's get down to here. What happens now? Regaining her personal and financial powers after so many years will take some untangling. Montgomery, along with therapists and doctors, have created a care plan for the transition, and her attorney, Matthew Rosengart, says a financial safety net is in place too. All right. And she's likely to hire financial managers, assistants, and attorneys to perform many of the same duties previously performed by the conservatorship. All right. But their decisions will be subject to her approval instead of vice versa. All right. Get my thoughts on this. All right. So, long story short, the whole reason why this thing began in the first place was in 2007 and 2008, Britney Spears was behaving very erratically. We all remember the pictures of her with her shaved head. It was obvious that she was not mentally stable, and still to this day, she does not appear to be mentally stable in the slightest. I don't know if you guys have seen Britney Spears recently on social media, but some of her posts are wild. Even when the conservatorship recently got freed, she posted a naked picture online. It's her right to do that, but that's just not behavior that somebody that is mentally stable does. I'm not saying that she was being treated fairly. I don't know the whole ins and outs and everything of the case, but usually someone gets put into a conservatorship. There has to be mental health evaluations. There has to be a lot of things that go on before someone gets to that point. So she's freed from the conservatorship per se, but she's still going to have people making all around her making decisions. Hopefully she hires the right people that are in there for the best interest and not just to milk the cash cow that is the name of Britney Spears. You have to keep that in mind. Anybody who has wealth and influence is going to have people around them that want to get and take some of that money. So what does this all mean at the end of the day? Britney Spears is not out of the woods yet. She's always going to have people around her trying to soak up some of that fame, some of that spotlight, the star power that is with Britney Spears. I see her social media posts. I see what she looks like in those posts. Oh, she's going to have to be going to therapy for the rest of her life, just based on what I see. I don't see a stable individual in the slightest. And I think that the conservatorship was put in place correctly. How they managed it after the fact, that's up to interpretation. But I hope that she finds peace, tranquility. She has the proper people around her. And also she has a great set of therapists and psychiatrists to keep her level-headed, because she's going to have to do that for the rest of her life based on what I've seen in social media, what I've seen in the behavior that she's displayed over time. Yeah, there's a lot there. So that's my thoughts on it. It might not be a popular take, but hey, this is my channel and this is how I think about things. And I would like to know what you guys think about this situation. What are your thoughts on it? What do you guys think about this? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Go ahead and like the video. Take care of yourselves. Peace.